Welcome to the heart of the Saskatchewan River Delta. At Big Eddy Lodge, the Carriere family lives off the land in true Métis tradition. Today we'll uncover the history of log cabins, learn about medicinal plants, and how lobstick trees guided travelers. Plus, Michaela Carriere, survivalist from the award-winning TV series Alone, she will teach us the essential skills of bow hunting, fire building, and thriving in the wilderness. Are you ready for an adventure? Welcome to the Wandering Métis. Michaela,
Hi.
how are you?
Good.
Man, it's beautiful weather out here, isn't it?
It's really nice. It's very relaxing.
Once again, I'd like to thank you for inviting me to Big Eddy Lodge and Asking Holistic Adventures. It's been my pleasure to come here and visit you and visit your family, and I'd just like to get to know you a little bit better out here on the deck. It's a beautiful sunny morning.
Yeah. It's my favorite time of year is the fall time because it's just sunny days and there's no bugs.
Yeah, you weren't kidding about the bugs. Last time Eric and I were here, we sure got eaten up by the mosquitoes.
Yeah, there were so many bugs. You could just wipe them off like
Yeah, I've never experienced mosquitoes like that. Well, we were waiting for your dad to pick us up on the boat there. That was something else.
Yeah, it's really intense. But this time of year, it's real nice.
So I just wanted to spend a little time to get to know you here. And so can you tell me, what has your life been like growing up here at Big Eddy Lodge at Cumberland House?
My life here was fairly isolated growing up because my parents decided to raise us here on the trap line, homeschooled, and there's no road access here. And it was just me, my younger sister, and my older brother, and my parents. And we lived out here full time since I was a little girl.
And so at what age would you say you started fishing and hunting?
I was about 12 years old when I first started my trap line. And that was my uncle Roger Carriere, who's a king trapper. He showed me how to set my first trap line. So he was teaching me all the tracks and where to set them. And so that was my first little trap line. So I've been trapping ever since.
So would you say you've had a different upbringing as a 12-year-old girl than the typical 12-year-olds?
Yeah, I would say I have a way different upbringing just because I was exposed to hunting and fishing so young. It's just, yeah, way different. Now that I've seen the way that, or talked to other people and the way they were raised, it was all about like going to school and a very structured life. And for me, I had a very unstructured life where I was running around in the wilderness, in the woods, but I also helped my mom and dad with their businesses a lot. So I was either helping my mom manage the hunting camps, or I was helping my dad like out in the trap line or scouting for animals. So that was part of my homeschool, my upbringing was being involved with all that.
So I hear a saw going on behind us. Who's on the sawmill back there?
So my husband is working right now. He's continuing to build cabins. He's a log cabin builder, so he's always doing that. He's always building something, and he's actually doing a project right now, which is a new sauna. So I think that's what he's working on right now. And that's my vision, is to have like one of the best like retreats in the Delta. And part of that is having a really good sauna, a big sauna with a nice room where we could have sauna ceremonies and we can really relax.
Yes, I finished my sauna about an hour ago, and I certainly felt refreshed and rejuvenated after I came out of there. Tell me a little bit about your husband.
Oh, my husband is Leo Claret. He's from France. And about 5 years ago now, he came traveling to Canada to come visit my place. He heard about me through a friend, and he wanted to just come into the middle of wilderness. Many Europeans have a dream of the Canadian wilderness, and that's what he came here for. And but after a few months, we really got to know each other. I remember we were skinning moose hides together, we were paddling, doing all the things, and we fell in love with each other. And then, so we've been visiting each other back and forth ever since. And now we're married and he's here and he loves it. This is his life.
You just finished up a successful season on Alone. Can you share with me a little bit of your experiences on the show Alone?
Back in 2020 was the first time I ever watched the show called Alone. And I had been told about this show that I should apply, that I should watch it. And when I did watch it, I was really impressed with the people on the show, and I felt like I related to them because a lot of them had similar lives to me. Like they all grew up living off grid or were homeschooled, like they were hunters and fishers, and I just felt like a calling to my community. Or the show Alone is a reality TV series where they take 10 contestants and with a survival background, and they throw us out into the woods in separate locations. We have to survive as long as possible with only 10 items. Yeah, some examples. I took a sleeping bag. I took a pot, because that's what I need to cook in and filter my water. An axe, a knife. I don't know, there's a list of items online, but so there's only 10 tools that I took, and I took some of the most useful tools I could find out there. Everything else I made when I was out there.
Nice. And what was your experience like being on Alone?
My experience on Alone was probably like one of the best things I've ever done and the hardest thing I've ever done. It was very humbling. So when I went in there, I was all confident, all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. I was very excited to go on the show, and I just knew that I had what it takes and I wanted to win, and had all these plans to, get a moose and, last, over 100 days. So I had like these big lofty ambitions and goals. And then when I got out there, and after, a couple weeks of doing some of the coolest things I've ever done. So I was building shelters, I was getting giant fish with my net, I was exploring areas I've never seen before. But then the social isolation took its toll on me. So I became so lonely, it caused me to become mentally unstable. I just couldn't focus anymore. So it was hard.
Okay, and very interesting. I certainly was cheering you on every week. I was watching it faithfully, and I was like, "Go, Michaela, let's go! You can do this!" And so, tell me something that you learned about Michaela Carriere on Alone that you didn't know before you went there.
Well, one major thing I learned from that experience on Alone was that I have everything that I need in life. Like I just became so grateful. Like I am very grateful for everything that I have here. I have wilderness, I have a home, I have so much beauty, abundance in my life. I have beautiful family, supportive network of friends. Like I just have everything that I need, and I felt so rich, and I just knew that I was going home to everything that I needed. I didn't need that $500,000. Like that wouldn't have changed anything, because what I have here is so special, so important. So it just made me super grateful for what I have.
Nice. You were certainly the winner in my heart, and I applaud you for being brave and being able to go and do that, because I'm going to be the first one to admit that I probably couldn't last 1 or 2 days out there. Like I wouldn't know what to do. I wouldn't have the slightest clue. So kudos to you. One of the questions I ask a lot of my guests is, if you had a message for a young Michaela Carriere, what would you tell that young girl?
Well, if I had a message for a young Michaela, I would say, value your skills. Like what you have growing up here is so unique and so valued, and to really just keep running with that, keep going with all those wilderness wild skills, keep running into the plants and the mud, and keep studying that, and know that one day it'll be okay, because that's where your value is. It's not just in school, a good education, a normal job in town. Like there's so much value in this life out here in the woods, and it's a gift. So I'd tell young Michaela, you have a huge gift, and be grateful for it.
What can we get into today? What do you got planned for me here today?
Well, today I really want to show you the log cabin projects that we're doing, and then I want to show you some of the skills that I was training for alone. So we've got some fire making stuff, we've got archery stuff, and we've got fishing. So we have a exciting day ahead of us.
Okay, well, why don't we go get to it?
Sure.
Well, Saul, we're here at the lobstick pole. What can you tell me about the lobstick pole?
Ayu isniga so piskatanas kaigan. Oh, te giu siago piskatanas kaigan ya how nigima gan Rene egi miskata igu che umasi pimisaga me wachigu che egi miskata go egi usita mogo ge ta giskino chichige ta umota ita wigi agu magesiok. So yeah, Jason, I made this in English it's called a lobstick. I just said it in Cree as well, and I made this lobstick as a marker for Renee, who had traveled from the mountains on this river all the way to the Pas with a group of her students, and I made the marker for her to honor her her achievement, as it were, to have a tree in her honor and a marker for our family as well.
That's incredible. Where did she start?
She started right at we're at the glacier where the river comes from. So, and she took her students and paddled from there all the way to the Pas, which is another 120, 30 miles from here.
That's incredible. Can we go up and see it?
Yes, we can. Yeah, we'll go see it, and you'll see it's a pretty big tree. So
I'm looking forward to it.
Okay.
And you told me the tree is about how old?
the tree must be at least 150 years old. Can you imagine that? Probably when the 1885 occurred, the guys that were going up there to represent us,
Yes.
traveled this river, and it's pretty amazing to think of that, right? And that tree was there,
That sure is incredible.
and it's seen it. If it could speak, it could tell us who came.
Yeah.
You know, my great-grandfather came here, going there in 1885, and just things like that. You know, when you come along a river like this, you're never the first one on it. You know, there's always somebody before you.
As you say that, you kind of feel so small because there's how many people have been up and down this river
and
in history, and so yeah.
And it's still wilderness here, you know, and also not many people being here as well, you know, but still the significant people that represented us, the Métis and Indigenous people, have traveled here and made a road for us, paved the way, right?
Yep. Can you pave the way for me to?
Okay, let's do it.
We've arrived here at Renee's Lobstick. Saul, can you give me a little bit of, information on what it took you to clear the top of it, approximately how tall the tree is, and just a little background from you.
Okay, sure. Well, I'll tell you a little bit of history of the lobsticks. In Cree, we say "biskatanaskayigan." That means you trim the top off and use it as a marker. And people have been doing that for a long time. Indigenous and Métis people have done that for a long time. These lobsticks are kind of lined up to areas that you work in, and this lobstick, if we were to go to the top of it, and it's probably 130 feet to the top, and if I look directly north, I could see my son's lobstick that I made for him, and it's about maybe 10-12 kilometers straight north of here.
And you can see that one from the top of
Yes,
this one?
I can see, yeah. So they're all lined up. So this area where I've been making a living here I mark that territory in that manner, and other people have done that all over Canada. Really, they've done this practice, and I just continue it, and I kind of made it my own in a way that whenever my family did something, achieved something, like Renee, she achieved taking kids all the way from the Rocky Mountains to the Pas, Manitoba, where she worked as a school teacher and a science teacher. And it was one of her science trips that she came by here, and I made this tree for her.
That's truly an incredible feat to take a classroom of kids from Alberta to Manitoba,
Yeah.
and have a science project in between. That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
So take me back. You go up the tree. You've got your axe on your side. How long and how far of a span is that cleared space up there?
The space I made up there, when we see from the river, it's probably about I'd say between, some of them are between 10 and 6 feet in between. This one I think is about 8, maybe, I think, if I remember right. And because it depends on the size of the tree. If it's a bigger tree like this one, I make them longer, because when you look from the ground, they look small, you know, and if I want to see it from further away, I got to make it a little longer so the top is distinctive, you know, like it's like a little Christmas tree on top, right? And then the big part is on the bottom.
Who taught you the skills to make the lobsticks?
I did it because my father would always tell me stories of the markers that we seen in our travels. Like, for example, at Philip Mackay's lobstick, he showed me, he said, that guy made it there, you know, a long time ago. It's still there. That's his marker.
Cool.
There may be more, but this is what I know about lobsticks and why I continue that tradition.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I've enjoyed my past 3 days here,
Yeah.
learning from you and, you know, educating me about hunting and about the lodge and now
Yeah.
lobsticks. And
Yeah.
I've really enjoyed myself, and I look forward to coming back.
Well, yeah, for sure. Yeah, we'll have, we like sharing this country because it's all ours, right? Everybody owns it, not just one person, so. Yeah.
Okay, well, I guess we got a boat ride back, and
Yeah.
let's go.
Okay.
Oh, look at you.
Okay, here we are at my archery range. So this is one of the items that I took with me on a loan. And we love bow hunting here, and I've grown up with bow hunting. My dad's a bow hunter, and it's a traditional method of Métis people too, is bow hunting. So I've got a bow here for you, and this is a real bow that can take down a moose. So it's about 40 pounds of force that you're pulling. And at 20 yards, which is actually just about double this distance, you could take down a moose. Yeah, so the first thing we have here is your finger glove. So that one you can put onto your right hand, and it protects your 3 fingers, just like that. So you have a glove and I have a tab. So that's what I got right there. So the tab is small and you can fit in your pocket. The glove really protects your whole hand. So there's just 2 different types.
And what does this glove offer protection from?
It offers protection on your fingertips, because when you pull a bow, you should be using just the tips of your fingers. And every time you release, some of that tension scrapes your fingers.
Geez, I'm learning some new skills here today. I'm excited. To tell you the truth, I've never shot a bow in my life, so let's see what kind of adventure I can get into.
Okay, so we've got right here, this is a recurve bow, and that's your longbow. So longbow, recurve, they're very similar. This is traditional archery is what they call it, because you're just using inverted piece of wood that's going to help you throw the arrows at extremely fast. But it just has a string and the bow base. So you have your handle here, and this is something that my archer friend has taught me, a cubby. So when you're holding the bow,
Who's Cubby?
Oh, Cubby is from season 11 alone. We met each other on the show, and he's gave me some teaching skills recently. So he's a bow hunter and a bowyer. He builds bows.
Oh, okay. And so what is this little piece?
This is your arrow knock. So that's where the end of your arrow is going to be knocked, as they say. This is the string of your bow. This is the handle of your bow. And then we're pointing the back of the bow towards the target.
Am I holding my bow right?
So what you're going to do is actually just hold your hand like a stop sign, and then rotate your hand into a Y. Just your hand, so that your elbow is kind of pointing out and your hand is the Y. So that's how you're going to hold the bow with a nice light grip. And now we put 3 fingers right underneath, and that's our starting position, just like that. And the goal is, like, once you pull, you want your body to be in line, so it's like your body and all your bones are kind of locking together and holding the bow. It's not just pure arm strength, it's your shoulders locking together and everything in alignment. So, and when you've got like this, you're ready with your stand, and when you pull back, what you really want to do is you want to move all the way to your face and anchor. It's like that, and then you're gonna, when you anchor, you focus on the target and then release, looking right down the arrow shaft.
Do I let it go?
Let it go.
Oh,
So I'm going to bring it back. Well, I went too high.
can we try again?
Yeah.
So every arrow will have one different colored feather?
Yep. This one, these used to be pink.
So this, my arrow is a little weathered.
It's a weathered arrow, yeah.
Just like the weathered shooter.
Yeah. There you go. So.
Okay, I'm gonna watch you one more time and then I'm gonna give it a nice shot.
There you go.
Oh, I hit the target!
There you go.
First time, right on, thank you.
It's in your ancestry.
Wow, this has been amazing. I love this.
Yeah.
How long have you been practicing this?
I first started archery when I was about 10 years old. So my dad got me and my sister bows for Christmas, and I've been using them ever since.
And are either one of these bows the one that you had on alone?
Well, this is the one that is very similar to the one that I took on alone. But the one that I have on alone is actually sitting on my wall inside of my cabin.
Is that going to be like your keepsake of appearing on alone, or?
That bow is like my hunting bow. And this is like my practice bow, so that I can put lots of wear and tear on this one. And then my keepsake and my hunting bow has a special place in my cabin.
Nice, nice. Should we try another couple shots?
Let's try another couple shots.
Okay.
Oh, range clear.
Range clear. Like I said earlier, I've never shot a bow in my life, so this has been a lot of fun learning, ancestral skills that our ancestors carried for a lot of years, and it gives me a better appreciation for what they did and went through to, hunt and provide for their families. So I'd like to thank you for this opportunity. And
you'll take up a bow now?
Well, I don't know.
Well, when you come back to Usky Holistic, you can always use my bow here.
Sure. Okay, that sounds good. Well, let's just leave. Can we leave these here? And let's go up to your cabin, to your house?
Yeah. We'll take these out. Actually, let's take my bows to my cabin.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay, so how long have you had the cabin here?
So this building was built about 4 years ago now, and it was a long process. I was there with my dad helping cut down all the logs, pull them in, all from different areas around here. We do selective logging.
Uh-huh.
And then, and this is built right here on my trap line. It's here. My parents' trap line is over there.
So where does your trap line, it begins here, and where does it end this way?
Well, the trap line lease is actually just from here and to the other cabins over there. I kind of have the back part. The parents have the front part, and that's where the trap line base is from. But the actual zone that we have access to trapping is quite massive. It's quite huge. So we have like an allotted zone that we can go trapping in, and it's Crown land. That's why it's a lease. So.
Oh, okay, I understand. And so what are your plans for the trap line when you have a family?
For me, I really want to continue just to trap enough for myself and to show my family what to do and to make my own goods. So that's like mittens, that's moccasins. I actually have some inside if you want to see.
Sure, yeah.
Just enough for myself to keep going. Come on in.
Okay, sure.
Yep. Welcome to my log cabin. So this is where me and my husband live year round. So very warm, well insulated log cabin. It's heated by a wood stove, and it's very simple, very rustic, because it's just wood stove heated, but there's no running water, no bathroom. We just have outhouses in the back. So, but I really love this way of life.
This is beautiful. Those diamond willow, oh my goodness.
Yeah, those are some of the biggest diamond willow I've ever seen. My dad got those. And he found those in the woods here, and it's just a special type of willow that's been transformed by a fungus, and that's why it has those beautiful shapes on it.
So when a diamond willow is in the bush, does it look like that, or?
A diamond willow in the bush has all the beautiful shapes, but it doesn't have the beautiful color. It just has like this gray bark on it. So once you peel it all, it reveals the beautiful look to it.
And there's a loft. What's up in the loft?
We call it like the Métis style, where everybody's in one cabin and we all share accommodations, because that's how my dad and all his cousins grew up. So it's really super fun here, especially in wintertime when I have big groups and everybody's just all in the cabins and we're getting to know each other and falling asleep to each other's stories.
And you had mentioned your hunting bow is, I see.
So this is my bow that I took on alone. And it's actually a long bow, just the style of the shape of it. So a recurve has more curve in it. This long bow is a little bit more straight. And it has a quiver on it so that my arrows are always with me. So whenever I'm in the woods, I just pluck my arrow out and ready to go.
And so you had this one on alone?
Yeah, that's the one that was on alone. So, and I also used it as a moose scraping rack. So I don't know if you went out with my dad, but I would, because I didn't have a rack with me, so I would just take this and just crash it against the willows to make it sound like a moose, and I'd be calling moose every evening, every morning.
Does that work?
It did work. I did call it a moose. So, but the moose came in after dark, so I couldn't get a shot at it, but it worked.
That's awesome. You got some items downstairs laid up, so let's have a look at those.
So this is a fox. This is actually one of the first, I guess, black or silver foxes, gray foxes that I ever trapped. So I still have that from my early trap line.
Geez, those are beautiful colors.
Yeah, just all different colors.
And whereabouts did you get this fox?
I got this near Cook Lake, which is about 7 kilometers out in the woods there. So very memorable day getting my first fox.
Nice.
And then there's this one is a lynx. So that's really, really beautiful, luxurious bird.
Oh, is it ever so soft?
So, and this was in a muskeg south of here.
From start to finish, how long does it take you to skin such an animal like this and have it ready for?
Oh, I mean, it really depends on the trapper. Some are really good at skinning and really fast. I'm very slow and careful with my skinning, so I'm not a fast skinner. I'm just a careful skinner. So it could take me a few hours to do a lynx or to do Like a beaver, it can take me 2 days because I have, you know, 1 day of skinning and then another day of fleshing. So there's a lot of work that goes into just the preparing of hides.
And who taught you these skills?
It was my granny or my cookum that showed me all the skills of skinning. So she was a really amazing trapper lady.
Nice.
She had all the skills.
And was it mostly watching and participating, or?
It was mostly watching at first. I spent many years of my youth watching and skinning, especially of my cookum and my auntie. They were skinning a lot, and my mom, my dad, my mushroom. Everybody kind of participates in skinning. The men are usually out trapping, and then they'll come back and they'll skin a little bit, but it's the women that are really good at it. That's kind of their main skill. So that's what I really like.
And what is this?
This is a wolf.
Oh, how do you say that?
Mahigan.
Mahigan.
Yeah.
Mahigan.
So there you go. That's a wolf that me and my dad trapped. So he was showing me how to set a snare, and I set it up, and then we got this beautiful wolf. But these are the most silky, so smooth, this way.
Yeah.
And that's waterproof. Has 2 different layers, so it's really warm. This is the best.
Can you tell me about the 2 layers?
So there's the guard hairs. So those are the silky ones that you see on the outside. So that really helps keep it the moisture wicking off of it. And then underneath there's the undercoat, and that's the really fluffy, the fluffy layer that traps air and keeps it really, really warm.
Oh, those are super soft under there.
Yep. So you have the silky and the soft.
Man,
Beaver is one of the best furs that you can have, I think, anyways.
And they're very hard-working animals, aren't they?
They're really hard-working animals. They're always building and rebuilding and shaping the land. So that's why I love the beavers. So these are the beaver mitts. I have just the regular beaver mitts, which are the warm ones, and they're made with smoked moose hide. So these are the ones that I use all the time. That's why they're so worn out. And then these are the ones I actually have for sale right now, but that has my beadwork, and that's my granny's design. So when she passed away, she gave me all of her patterns, and I've been recreating them one at a time. But that's with smoked moose hide, so it has that nice smoky smell to it.
And whose mitts are these?
I made these mitts, but they're currently for sale. I'm always making and selling things, and right now I'm selling things online, so that's a way that I make my business.
And so if somebody wanted to purchase these beaver mitts, where would they?
Go to uskiholistigadventures.com/shop.
Okay.
I made an online shop for it, or just email me.
And how have the online sales been for you?
Usually I'm always sold out of everything. So that's the amazing thing about modern technology is I can just sell my things online, and I just have to package them up, send them in the mail. And I've had stuff all over the world being sold.
Where has one of your items, where's the furthest place you've sent some of your items?
The furthest place I sent my item was New Zealand. So that's the other side of the world.
Wow. And what did you send over there?
I can't remember now. Some sort of mitts or maybe beadwork earrings. I can't remember now.
Nice. Okay, what else do we have here?
And this is my granny's work. So this is one of her last works. She was beadworking until she was in her 90s. So this is kind of my special collector's pair. But she really loved the Niska, or the goose.
Oh, nice. These are nice.
Mm-hmm. So those have never been worn. They're just like collectors.
It looks like you have some mucklucks there.
Yeah, my mucklucks. Those are moose hide, and this is bear. So if you stick it in there, it's all bear. It's real warm.
Oh, throughout.
Yeah. So really nice and warm, and just all natural products, all hand sewn.
Do you wear these ones a lot?
These are the ones I wear a lot, yeah. And this is the ones I took on alone. So these are made with caribou hide. So they're really super warm. And then,
That's got a different texture to it too.
yeah, because it's all air filled. Each one of these hairs is full of air. So it's actually fluffy and extra insulating.
Full of air.
Yeah.
You just taught me something new today. I had never heard that before. Yeah, that's neat.
That's why they're so light. They're lightweight, but they're the warmest material that you can have.
Caribou?
Caribou, yeah.
Would these be ground-bearing caribou or woodland caribou?
This would be woodland caribou.
Well, I look forward to learning about the log building business tomorrow morning. Hopefully you can show me some skills and maybe I can acquire some new knowledge, and I look forward to that in the morning.
Okay, I'll show you that in the morning.
And that wraps up the first part of our journey here at Big Eddy Lodge. From my introduction with Michaela Carriere to learning about Solomon's historic lobstick trees, we've explored the beauty and meaning of this land, Michaela's archery training, and a visit to the cabin where she creates her stunning beadwork and prepares hides have shown us the deep connection between tradition and survival. Stay with us for part 2, where we dive even deeper into the Carriere family's Métis traditions and wilderness skills.